Welcome to Hero Villains. Who do you think would win in Apocalypse versus Martian Manhunter when ancient mutants confront Martian warriors? Apocalypse, whose real name is En Sabah Nur, is one of Earth's first ancient mutants. He believes in a brutal survival philosophy where only the strong deserve to survive. Thanks to celestial technology and his innate mutant abilities, Apocalypse can restructure his body at the molecular level, increasing his strength, giganticizing his body, manipulating energy, and achieving near-immortality. His strategic intelligence also makes every battle more dangerous. As for John Johns, or Martian Manhunter, one of the Justice League's most powerful heroes, this Martian possesses strength on par with Superman, along with the ability to fly, superhuman speed, shapeshift, and become invisible. However, his most terrifying power lies in his incredibly strong telepathic abilities, allowing him to penetrate minds, manipulate perceptions, and sense the thoughts of his opponents. Before we delve into the analysis, please subscribe and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. In the mists of ancient history, a name of terror and absolute power exists. That is Apocalypse, once known by his birth name En Sabah Nur, meaning seven lights. He is considered one of the oldest mutants ever to exist, born in ancient Egypt thousands of years ago. Belonging to the second generation of mutants and a member of the immortal group known as the Externals, his existence was like a prophecy of an era where power dictates everything. En Sabah Nur's fate was tragic. He was abandoned as an infant. However, fate did not allow him to disappear into the desert sands. A ruthless nomadic warrior found and raised him, forging the boy into a survivor in a harsh environment. His childhood was filled with violence, oppression, and the shackles of slavery. But it was in that darkness that En Sabah Nur's mutant powers began to awaken. As his power surged, he refused to accept being controlled. En Sabah Nur turned his back on his oppressors and began his path of conquest. From there, he built his own cold philosophy: only the strong deserve to survive. For him, evolution was not about tolerance but a cruel selection process, where the weak would inevitably be wiped out. Recognizing this extraordinary potential, the ancient cosmic entities known as the Celestials chose En Sabah Nur for a special role. They made him the new heir in the lineage of Guardians of Evolution. His body was transformed into a blend of organic technology and celestial power. This transformation elevated his shape-shifting abilities, endurance, and power to near godlike levels. En Sabah Nur was no longer just an ancient mutant. He became Apocalypse, the embodiment of a brutal evolutionary philosophy, an entity that believed the universe only truly progressed when the weak were swept away from the flow of history. In the eyes of many, he was a destroyer. But in his own mind, Apocalypse was simply the one who brought about the harsh order that the universe had ordained. Over the centuries, the figure of Apocalypse gradually became a legend, both terrifying and captivating. In many ancient civilizations, he was not merely seen as a mutant, but revered as a powerful god. Those who believed in him passed down the belief that the world could only become stronger through harsh purification. Apocalypse built a special force called the Horsemen of the Apocalypse, chosen warriors who carried his power and will wherever he went. However, Apocalypse was not constantly present. He often fell into slumbers lasting decades, even centuries. This was how he preserved his life and waited for the opportune moment to return. During these periods of deep sleep, his loyal descendants, known as the Akaba clan, continued to maintain and spread the ruthless philosophy he left behind. They operated in the shadows, silently shaping world events with the belief that the era of Apocalypse would sooner or later return. Each time he awoke, he appeared at major turning points in history, like a sudden storm sweeping through the course of humanity. But the modern age brought something that prevented him from continuing to sleep peacefully. The dramatic increase in the number of mutants made him realize that the final moment of reckoning had arrived. With unwavering faith in the survival of the fittest doctrine, Apocalypse is determined to ignite a massive conflict between humans and mutants. He confronts the X-Men. In Apocalypse's eyes, they are more than just enemies. They were rare warriors capable of challenging him, worthy opponents to prove their right to exist in the new world he wanted to create. It was like a fateful moment where the future of both species was weighed on a scale, between the light of hope and the darkness of a brutal era awaiting its eruption. Apocalypse always stood out as an entity almost impossible to eradicate. Throughout millennia of existence, Apocalypse had been exposed to many dangerous forms of biotechnology. At least 2 different biotechnological viruses had infiltrated his body, but instead of being destroyed, he absorbed them and transformed them into part of his power, making him a unique hybrid being of mutant and biotechnological life. Apocalypse had once had a seed of death implanted in his body, a dark power capable of transforming the nature of any living being. However, what truly made him terrifying was not just those upgrades. Even before being altered by the technology of cosmic entities, his nature belonged to the immortal lineage known as the Externals. In the past, Apocalypse has been defeated, sealed away, or even seemingly annihilated. Yet each time, he reappears in unbelievable ways. The combination of celestial technology and the techno-organic virus has made his resurrection process unique and more unpredictable than any other immortal mutant. The core of Apocalypse's power lies in his ability to control the atomic structure of his own body. This allows him to transform his shape, restructure his body, and increase his size or strength at will. Sometimes his body can expand like a giant machine, other times it becomes incredibly flexible and agile. Thanks to his power to manipulate the structure of matter itself, Apocalypse can change shape at will. His body alternately takes on a biological nature and transforms into a solid, metallic state. This ability opens up countless different fighting styles. When needing to dodge an attack, his body can dissolve like liquid, allowing energy or weapons to pass straight through. His arms and legs instantly transform into giant fighting tools. His arms can become heavy sledgehammers, sharp blades, metal hooks, crushing pincers, or even roaring energy cannons. Apocalypse also possesses immense physical strength, proving that even the most powerful warriors must be wary of this power. Apocalypse can subdue the Hulk with sheer brute force. A single slap from him once made young Thor feel as if his head had been severed from his body. When Apocalypse charges at an opponent with a devastating headbutt, the shockwaves spread hundreds of miles, shaking the battlefield as if an earthquake had struck. He has also repeatedly overwhelmed Colossus in direct combat. Even when weakened by the poison, his strength remains so formidable that Polaris and Magneto had to join forces to restrain him. During the Krakoa era, Apocalypse once tore apart numerous Stark Sentinel MK2s with his bare hands and crushed Wrongslide with sheer brute force. A single punch from him even knocked Emma Frost in her diamond form, flying her off the island of Krakoa. Apocalypse is incredibly resistant to physical injury, partly due to his nearly indestructible celestial armor. His body can also withstand extreme cold and heat and deadly radiation. He endured a beam that is said to burn his nerve joints and fuse his spine into a solid mass before he received the celestial enhancement. Apocalypse possesses near limitless stamina. He can fight a group of X-Men in his weakened state and win. Apocalypse can move and fly at supersonic speeds and is fast enough to catch Quicksilver with a punch. Apocalypse seems to possess a range of abilities to harness and project energy. He can use these metaphysical forces to perform a variety of feats, such as creating illusions and memories, recreating matter, healing, and completely restoring damaged or destroyed body tissues. Apocalypse has the ability to control objects with his mind, allowing him to lift himself or others with pure willpower and manipulate living beings and inanimate objects psychically. I really hope you will subscribe to the channel. It would help us a lot, and you are the best person ever. Thank you so much. Now let's talk about Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter always evokes the image of a solitary yet compassionate warrior. He is also known by his true identity, Johns. Hailing from Mars, Gian is the last surviving member of his species after a terrible tragedy wiped out their fiery civilization. That catastrophe not only took his home planet, but also his family. John's wife and daughter also disappeared in the brutal genocide, leaving him with a pain that nearly drove him to his death. Fate changed when a scientific accident brought him to Earth. In the laboratory of scientist Saul Erdel, John was transported from his planet and stranded on a completely unfamiliar world. His first days on Earth were a series of profound loneliness. John felt like a lost soul among billions of people. However, Over time, he began to learn to understand and feel this new world. Earth gradually became his second home, not because he forgot Mars, but because he realized that this place also needed protection, just like his lost homeland. To integrate into society, John chose to live under the guise of a brave police officer and detective. In human form, he quietly helped the vulnerable, protected the city from crime, and learned to understand the complex emotions of humanity. This path led him to some of Earth's greatest heroes. Later, John became one of the founding members of the Justice League, fighting alongside icons such as Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, and Aquaman. Together, they confronted countless threats from Earth and extraterrestrial forces. Over the decades, the Justice League's lineup may have changed, heroes may come and go, but J'onn J'onzz has almost always been present in every era of the team. Beneath his quiet exterior lies the heart of someone who has lost everything but still chooses to stand up and protect the world. It is this unwavering resolve that makes Martian Manhunter not only a powerful warrior but also a symbol of hope and undying loyalty. Martian Manhunter is often seen as a multi-purpose weapon among superhuman warriors. J'onn J'onzz possesses an incredibly diverse set of abilities, many of which are reminiscent of Superman's powers. Therefore, Martian Manhunter seems to be the result of a special form of evolution, where the body is optimized to achieve superior strength and adaptability. The Martian's body is believed to be composed of a complex molecular structure similar to biological polymer chains. Thanks to this, he can adjust his mass, change color, and recreate his body shape in many different ways. In an instant, Martian Manhunter can change his appearance to look exactly like a normal human, even mimicking clothing. This special biomaterial is both incredibly flexible and durable. An interesting detail that surprises many is that J'onn's biological needs remain a mystery. No one really knows whether he needs to eat like a human. However, he has been seen enjoying food on Earth on several occasions. Among them, the food he seems to particularly enjoy is very simple: sweet cookies called chocos. Quietly savoring the cookies makes many feel closer to this hero from the Red Planet. Martian Manhunter's most incredible ability is his almost limitless shape-shifting ability. J'onn J'onzz can control the molecular structure of the biological polymers that make up his body. This allows him to rearrange them into any shape he desires. This ability enables John to create clothing, weapons, or tools directly from his body. Unnecessary material can be transformed into combat equipment, allowing him to adapt flexibly to various situations. Furthermore, Martian Manhunter can mimic the appearance of many people. He can copy both the appearance and strength of Superman, even achieving near immunity to fire. However, after contact with yellow kryptonite, that special ability vanished and never reappeared. Molecular level control over matter also allows Martian Manhunter to alter his body's light-reflecting properties, making him invisible to humans. With heightened concentration, he can even completely conceal himself from the entire electromagnetic spectrum, including both infrared and ultraviolet rays. J'onn can also pass through solid objects as if they didn't exist. By adjusting the density of his biological polymer chains, he loosens the bonds within his body and reduces molecular density to levels lower than that of the surrounding matter. As a result, his body glides through walls, metal, or rock like an invisible mist. Manhunter's biological structure allows him to easily absorb almost any kinetic energy, such as large projectiles, shrapnel, or flying debris. He can harden his biopolymers by bonding them together, increasing their strength to nearly the same level as Superman's. J'onn J'onzz's superhuman strength doesn't just come from muscle or ordinary physical prowess, but stems from his unique Martian biological structure. Combined with his psychic abilities and mind-controlling abilities, this special biosystem allows him to lift enormous weights without them shattering under pressure. He has lifted massive oil tankers from the ocean over vast distances. He has often stood shoulder to shoulder with Superman in missions requiring immense strength. There have even been rare moments where the two have joined forces to pull colossal celestial bodies like the moon or planet-sized objects. Martian Manhunter's fighting abilities are equally formidable. With just pure punches, he has made even extremely durable entities like Supergirl bleed. The secret lies in his ability to manipulate the density of biopolymers within his body. By compressing them into tighter bundles, John can maximize his physical strength. Even in his normal state, Martian Manhunter can easily lift over 100 tons with virtually no effort. When concentrating his physical strength to its fullest, he can reach a level nearly equal to Superman. But that strength is only a fraction of John's full potential. His endurance is also nearly limitless. He can operate in harsh environments for extended periods without showing any signs of exhaustion. The true limits of Martian Manhunter remain a mystery. Every time he enters battle, it feels like witnessing a living pillar of extraterrestrial power. A warrior from the Red Planet, possessing the stillness of deep space and enough strength to shake the world. Martian Manhunter can maintain speeds and reflexes far exceeding most other superhumans, and for much longer periods. Like his flight, this is accomplished by manipulating the magnetic energy fields surrounding his body as well as the surrounding gravitational particles. He admits he's not as fast as Superman, but this is debatable given his near superhuman speed feats, such as the speed required to circle the Earth, destroy multiple targets on the planet in seconds, and still save Kyle Rayner. He can also process thought, movement, and reaction at supersonic speeds. The Manhunter eyes inflict significant damage. It's also seen that it can set flammable objects ablaze. It also grants Jayon the ability to see other light spectra. John can use his Martian vision to see people and objects invisible to others. John is the most telepathic being on the planet, and one of the most telepathic beings in the universe. He can read the thoughts of any human without difficulty, and only the insane can cause him trouble. He can even read the subconscious. He can read thoughts from very far away and is known to be able to scan the thoughts of everyone on Earth in just a few moments. Jayon possesses the ability to move objects with his mind, which he describes as molecular hypnosis and Martian matter manipulation power. John has the ability to absorb matter and add it to his own mass. He once used this ability to grow to the size of the giant Antares, and on another occasion to enhance his regenerative abilities. Martian Manhunter is often underestimated when compared to Apocalypse, but if you look closely at his abilities and battle history, John Johns is significantly faster, at least as physically powerful, and, more importantly, much older than his opponent. At over 225 million years old, Martian Manhunter possesses a wealth of combat experience and cosmic observation that few beings can match. He patiently prepared and executed a plan that spanned over 20,000 years. During that time, he even directly confronted Darkseid. The key to comparison lies in Martian Manhunter's intelligence and strategic thinking. There is no evidence to suggest Apocalypse is superior to him in planning ability, and certainly not in the same depth of experience. Apocalypse's telepathic abilities may not easily affect Martian Manhunter, but John still has immense speed and many other abilities to compensate. Another crucial point is the near absence of obvious weaknesses for Apocalypse to exploit. Martian Manhunter has long since overcome his fears, proving this through numerous incredible feats. In Superman Doomed, he flew close to the sun and, along with Superman, pushed Brainiac's planet-sized ship out of Earth's orbit as it hurtled at approximately 36,000 kilometers per hour. According to Batman, Martian Manhunter even ventured into the core of Krypton's sun to extract a drop of energy. He once returned to Earth's atmosphere while pursuing Thoth the Unnamed, just before which his opponent had destroyed a moon filled with bombs, a massive explosion powerful enough to blow up the entire small world. Yet, Martian Manhunter was almost completely unaffected, showing no apparent signs of damage. So, without a real weakness to exploit, how would Apocalypse win? They might be evenly matched, but Martian Manhunter's speed and experience would make the difference. He could absolutely end the battle by destroying his opponent's internal organs before Apocalypse even realizes what's happening. Apocalypse is still an incredibly powerful entity and would certainly win a few battles. However, if you put them in 10 confrontations, Martian Manhunter would most likely win in the majority of cases. In my opinion, Martian Manhunter would win. I hope you enjoyed this fight. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like it. That's today's video. Thank you very much.